Juice cleanse, or our juice fast, or our juice fest, might be another word for it. Here I am with the first juice of the day. It's a simple juice, so it's purely cucumber. There's some green leaves in there, so lettuce for example, and spinach. Start the day off with a soft entry into your juice, something nice and simple like this. Again, you can juice completely 100% using the juice, and that's it. We've actually added some water to this, so there's probably about 20% water in here, just to dilute it a little bit. You can see it's got a lovely green colour to it as well. So when you're drinking this, one of the things to do is not to gulp the whole lot down. Drink it over maybe 15-20 minutes, just allow it to go into your body and for the minerals and all the good stuff to absorb. One of the challenges is that if you drink it too quickly, it will go straight down into your stomach, forming a kind of a ball area, and then it will flow out through your system, and you may not get the full benefit of it. So simply sipping your juice slowly, allowing it to go into your palate, get the flavour for it as well. One of the beautiful things about juicing and cleansing is that as you go through the process, yes, there is a release of toxins, and often it comes out through your mouth. You'll get the toxic deposits coming out through your lungs, into your tongue. Often you get deposits on your tongue as well. You might have heard me say this in the previous video as well. And that's fine, because that's part of the process of cleansing. Somebody like myself and my fiancée Stina here in Denmark, where we are, in fact we're in Sweden at the moment, because we eat healthy already, we won't get necessarily the same response in our bodies to somebody that is a lot more toxic in their bodies. So we're already quite aware of palate, and we can taste things because we don't have a lot of sugar in our diet. However, somebody that's new to this, you may find that the experience is very different for you, and you'll find certainly over this first week of cleansing that by the end of it, you'll find that your mouth and your palate becomes really sensitive to anything even remotely sugary, which is going to bring me on to something in a moment I've got down here. So just to recap, first juice of the day on day one, very light juice we're using here, nothing advanced at all, just a simple blend of cucumber, some leafy greens like spinach and lettuce with some water. And again, ideally try not to use tap water, because you're putting, tap water we know isn't the cleanest of water, and there may be chemicals and things in there. So go for as filtered clean water as you can, or ideally mineral purified water. In fact, let me say that again. In fact, ideally mineral water, but you have alternatives like filtered and purified water. Okay, so that's your first juice of the day. In this case, it's ours, if you're going through your first day. The other thing I'm going to suggest here is, incidentally, one of the things to remember is that mineral intake into your body is essential, because the relationship between minerals and vitamins allows the absorption of the vitamins into your body. So a lot of people have this illusion that if they take lots of multivitamin tablets that they're going to immediately absorb everything into their body. Not necessarily the case. In fact, a lot of people will take cheap vitamins they'll buy in towns, in shops, and they don't always absorb into the body. There needs to be a balance between the correct number of vitamins and minerals to allow the absorption of the vitamins into your body. Just be aware of that. Now, you're going to get that as you're juicing. That's why it's important to have a real blend and a mix of different vegetables that you juice with. Something else that you might want to add into your juice diet is raw goji berry. Raw goji berry. Now, I'm not going to suggest that you eat them, because this is a juice cleanse, remember. What you can do is soak these overnight. So we're using raw goji berries here. And as it says here, goji berries contain 500 times more vitamin C than oranges. And we won't talk about the oranges, maybe that's another conversation we can have. But again, if you buy oranges that are processed, picked early from the trees, kept in dark, transported to the supermarkets, there are studies that show that in fact there's virtually no vitamin C content by the time they arrive at the supermarkets. So with goji berries, and these are beautiful little berries, all you do is you soak them. You can suck on them, but I'm not going to be doing that today. Beautiful little berries you can see here. You simply soak them in water, ideally soak them overnight, and then don't throw the water away. Keep the water, and again use mineral water ideally. Keep the water in a glass, in the fridge, and you can actually have that during your juice cleanse to get some of that vitamin C into you, but also to get a little bit of sweet if you're looking for that as well. Again, we're not trying to go too sweet with this experience, but you could even blend that if you wanted to with your greens. That's the beautiful thing about juicing, that you can vary it completely. Okay, so that's my message for the day. I'll come back and add a bit more of this. Okay, so just to clarify what we're using while we're here in Sweden to do our juicing, we're using a Magimix Duo, and this is a centrifugal juicer, which is not our preferred choice actually. This is what we used to use when we first started. You can see that as it spins, you can actually see that the pulp is left on the inside of the actual juicing element, which is fine, and it's not the easiest thing to clean out. However, it does do a good job, and for now it's adequate whilst we're over here. So typically what happens is you put in your vegetables here. I'll just seal this up and show you actually while I'm doing this live in front of you. So I'm going to switch this on in a moment, and you'll actually see that how it works. So as you're putting the lettuce down, or the cucumber down, or whatever it is you're putting down, just bear with me while I plug this in. And what will happen is you push it down into here. There's usually a lag because you've got a period through which the juice comes squeezed out, and particularly where we've just been juicing already, you can see we've got already a bunch of juice there. You will see the juice starting to emerge at the bottom. Just start to see it coming out now there. And obviously it takes quite a few leaves to get that juice coming through. This is one of the reasons why what we'll typically do is we'll take the pulp out and we will actually run it back through the juicer again, get the final amount out, and then eventually you'll add some water to this as well. So we've got our leafy greens here. You can see the spinach there that's been washed, got some lettuce, cucumber's already gone through, and we'll build that up. May even add a little bit of natural rock salt into this just to get the salts in there as well. But there's the main setup, and I'll come back and explain more about that later on. For those of you that are wanting to squeeze a little bit more out of your pulp, so this is what came out from the first set of juicing that I did. One thing you can do is you simply add some water to it. This is just a little technique that we use. Add some water to it. Again, I'm using some mineral water here, just mixing that up. And this isn't really essential, but we're using a centrifugal mixer here, which doesn't always get it completely dry. And then simply feeding that back into the juicer here. You can see it's a very quick exercise. I'm going slowly because I'm actually doing this one-handed here. But if you watch down the bottom here, again, there it comes. You start to see it come through. You're squeezing some more of that juice out. Now, of course, your other option is simply to throw it away. If you wanted to get the most out of it, it's just a little bit of an extra technique. So you get all of that goodness out of those green leaves, cucumber, spinach, and of course this is a green juice for the morning. You may want to choose to sweeten it up slightly by putting some carrot in there, but again, not too much. We tend not to do that in the morning. And there it is, coming through. Beautiful, wholesome, and all of that nutrition ready to go into our bodies to start off the day.